What's going on, everyone? My name's Tenebris Infinite, and today I'd like to talk with you all about why Road to Vostok needs to come to consoles, both Xbox and PlayStation, and why it would be a huge benefit overall. From unique peripherals and controls to the obvious financial boost, let's discuss why Road to Vostok needs to come to Xbox and PlayStation someday. If you're a fan of this immersive hardcore FPS coming to consoles, please leave a thumbs up on the video to show your support. So first up, why consoles? And personally, I believe that there is a huge open niche for hardcore shooters on consoles. There just aren't many to speak of, and simply put, it's because most hardcore shooters have very complicated control schemes. And in this video, I'll propose a solution of RTV, allowing it to maintain its complicated control scheme on PC, and still be a solid, incredibly immersive game on consoles. But let's get back to that open niche thing. There's plenty of shooters on consoles, from looter shooters to story-driven FPS games to multiplayer shooters like Call of Duty and the sort, but there aren't many games like Stalker or Tarkov. Really, the only game that comes to mind is Metro, but that's like one game to hold an entire genre. And I think having a hardcore FPS like Road to Vostok, with its highly ambitious goal of being one of the best hardcore shooters on the market, would fill that void, and reach a wider market overall. Someday. Someday being the key word here, and what day that will be is far off in the future, way after the game's launch on Steam, when the game has reached that best hardcore shooter title. In its finalized state, it will be able to be essentially ported to consoles, instead of being made from the ground up for consoles, like a lot of games try to do. Instead, focusing on having a really awesome game outright that essentially just needs custom controls set up to do all of the various in-game functions. So, while I run around and look for some dudes to shoot here, let's cover up those controls that I was talking about earlier. So, my initial thoughts here is that you could utilize the D-pad as a modifier for the various actions that you're going to then do in Road to Vostok. So, say the left D-pad here could then bring up the weapon interaction screen, and then on the weapon interaction screen you could utilize the right analog stick to swap the weapon over left and right, and then the left analog stick in order to kind of bring maybe a cursor around on the screen in order to select the various attachments, then with X. Things like night vision could come at the kind of regular press of the D-pad that normally would activate a flashlight. You could press that maybe twice to activate night vision goggles. And when it comes to ready to fire pose and your weapon positioning and stuff, you could simply utilize L1 in order to bring the weapon up, and then L2 to actually aim down sights, and then R2 to fire. There would still be some groundwork to do to get things all working correctly, and some corners of immersion would need to be cut, like swapping attachments via individual keys. But I think these costs would be incredibly minor on the overall player experience, at least in the vein of actually getting the game to the platforms. Now, let's cover the nasty stuff, the financial side of video games, because, like any sort of media, it's also equally a business. And this is where I think having a refreshed source of income on new platforms would be hopefully a good thing for Road to Vostok, going even further beyond its launch. Ensuring things like maybe sequels or a major DLC could be funded and paid for. If development stays kinda similar to what it is, then at later dates things like sound design and asset help will be key through outsourcing again. And I'm sure that can get pricey, So again, having the financial benefit of consoles will be a big help to funding those further things, if that's where the developer would like to head someday. But man, we're getting way ahead of ourselves here. Either way, I think RTV getting a second breath of life on consoles at a much later date, but exposing it to a much wider audience in the process, will be massively beneficial on keeping Road to Vostok alive for decades to come even. But there's another side to this coin, and that is anyone watching this video that does want to see Road to Vostok needs to know that this is the long game. We're simply saying, oh, it's not on my platform, is going to be what limits the potential for reaching these other platforms. If there is vocal support for Road to Vostok to come to all of these consoles when the time is right, then that'll be what really makes the difference here. Not some little video on YouTube, or even a bunch of videos, but what the people actually do. And that, I guess, is what I'm interested to find out here myself in the long run. Are console players able to stay waiting for a game till it's good before it launches on their platform of choice? So, this is just a short video testing the waters, so to speak, on what you dudes think of RTV coming to consoles, and I really want to know your feedback on this one. Do you think it should come to console, or do you think staying on PC only is the better choice here? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But for now, thank you for watching my video, subscribe for more Road to Vostok content, and I will catch you all in the next one. Until then, peace.